welcome to the Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. Well, we've been having record high temperatures, and of course it's come sooner than usual. So it's very good news for air conditioner makers and fan makers. And well, as hot as it has been outside, we're also going to be having some heat in here as well because of all the competition. Let's welcome today's contenders onto the stage. Welcome to our stage. We have the Pay Rent team, Brian Lim and Jae Im. Thank you for joining us, and tell us a bit about yourselves.
Well, I came to Korea about 2 years ago from New Jersey. Brian came this past December from New Jersey, but we just met when I subletted my apartment to him.
Ah, and hence you named yourselves Pay Rent?
Because he still hasn't, yes, right.
So it's a hint to your partner.
Right.
Good luck to you today. Thank you for joining us. Going against the Pay Rent team, we have All In, Gary Winslow and Chung Hee-kwon, and that is after the famous TV drama we had in Korea.
Right, he really enjoys the drama, and I like gambling, so we chose All In, and we're going to put all our effort in today.
Okay, well, good luck to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us, and now let us begin the quiz. In our first section, we'll be giving you 10 multiple choice questions worth 10 points each. You get 5 seconds to answer per question. If you're not sure, you can call out chance once, and we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices and give you a better chance at the correct answer. If you get all 10 correct, then we'll give you 50 bonus points. Let's hope that you all get 50 bonus points today. Pay Rent, if you're ready, please choose among question sets Q, U, I, and Z.
Let's take I.
Okay, we'll go with question set I, number 1. Of the following, which fruit does not have a seed in the center of its flesh? 1 grape, 2 apple, 3 strawberry, 4 peach.
3 strawberry.
So signals a good beginning, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
And we go to question 2. Of the following, which art form is in color? 1 croquis, 2 dessin, 3 oil painting, 4 drawing.
3 oil painting.
And we go to question 3. Of the following, which is not a sport that can be played on grass? 1 soccer, 2 tennis, 3 field hockey, 4 bowling.
4 bowling.
And you need a smooth lane for bowling. Are you big bowlers?
Oh, no.
Not at all.
Casual.
And we go to question 4. Of the following, which is not a kind of noodle? 1 spaghetti, 2 ramen, 3 vermicelli, 4 pilaf.
4 pilaf.
And pilaf is a rice dish. You haven't used chance yet. And we go to question 5. Of the following, which one of these is not a black widow? 1 a spider, 2 title of a movie, 3 a woman who kills her husband, 4 way of bribing someone.
4 way of bribing someone.
Well, we're headed to the latter half of the 10 questions, and of course, I'm wondering how you see your chances of getting to 10 and getting the 50 bonus points are.
Hopefully good.
Oh, we're going to take it all.
Okay, we go to question 6. Who was the emperor of the Romans in the year 1 AD? 1 Julius Caesar, 2 Augustus, 3 Tiberius, and 4 Hadrian.
Chance?
We'll take chance. Take away 2 of the incorrect choices, and I need your final answer, Pay Rent.
2 Augustus.
Very good. And we head into question 7. What year did the lighting of the flame become a tradition in the Olympics? 1 1896, 2 1920, 3 1928, 4 1936. Pay Rent, final answer please.
We'll try 1896.
Actually, it was in Amsterdam, 1928, that it became a tradition. You end this section with 60 points. Congratulations. Now, all in, you have a choice of question sets Q, U, or Z.
We'll take you.
Okay, we'll go with question set U, number 1. Of the following, which are the figures that you can see on a general telephone? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 1.
And we go to question 2. Of the following, which singer is of a different nationality? 1, Michael Jackson. 2, Madonna. 3, Boa. 4, Britney Spears.
Number 3, Boa.
Boa is a young female Korean singer. And we go to question 3. Of the following, which is not in the shape of a circle? 1, CD. 2, DVD. 3, MD. 4, LD.
3, MD.
MD is in the shape of a square. And all in, you haven't used chance yet, and we go to question 4. Of the following, which is an incorrect match between a professional sport and its duration during a regular game? 1, golf, 18 holes. 2, volleyball, 7 sets. 4, baseball, 9 innings. 4, soccer, 90 minutes.
Number 2, volleyball, 7 sets.
Volleyball, the winner is the first to score 3 sets, right?
Yes.
And we go to question 5. Of the following, what fossil fuel is currently the most abundant in the world? 1, coal. 2, oil. 3, natural gas. And 4, bitumen.
What's chance? Chance.
We'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. Please make your final selection. All in.
Oil. Oil.
Actually, it is coal that is the most abundant. You end the section with 40 points. Pay rent. You're in the lead with 60 points. Congratulations. Now we get to see how well you partners work together. We give you a list of 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You have 100 seconds to go through the entire list. And you can pass, but we don't go back. So be careful what you do. And please do not use the word or phrase that we give you on the board. Pay rent. If you are ready, please take your position next to me. And your section is in the newsroom.
Correct.
So what about the newsroom do you think is most impressive?
We actually misunderstood the topic, so I actually picked it thinking of something else, but hey, we're here, so
Ready?
we're gonna try it. Yeah.
Go.
Journalist,
Writer.
what we studied in school, what we had to do
Report.
in school.
Weather report.
Right, but CNN,
Headline.
that thing in space that beams down all the TV signals.
Satellite.
I have an extra. Boy, it's sunny today.
Weather.
Not CNN, but the English version.
BBC.
That old woman who also hosts The View. Very famous TV journalist. Starts with a B. Last name starts with a W. Pass.
Barbara Walters.
This is a time that it's due.
Deadline.
Oh, I got a hot on some
Issue. Hot tip.
tip. Something of ice cream.
Scoop.
The Arab TV station that broadcasts all
Al
of
Jazeera.
I write this in the newspaper, my own
Article. Autobiography.
The newspaper writes its own
Column?
opinion.
Editorial.
Well, I'm glad you got Barbara Walters, but I'm not sure if she'd be happy you called her an old woman. But anyway, we couldn't give you extra because you used the word as part of your hint. You end this section with 160 points. Congratulations. And all in if you're ready. Your section is black and white films.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite one?
Probably Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin.
Are you ready?
Yes, all set.
Go.
What I just said. The movie I just said.
Modern Times.
Yes. Spielberg.
Schindler's List.
A movie that doesn't have words is
Dumb Boys.
basic.
Dumb Boys movie. Pass.
She was famous as a silent scream actress. Blank Speaks. Starts with G.
Greta Garbo.
Right. Orson Welles movie.
Citizen Kane.
One of the women we talked about yesterday starts with I, her first name.
Ingrid Bergman.
Right. Alfred.
Hitchcock.
Billy. A cowboy. Billy.
Billy.
Another name for child. A small child.
Pupper.
A baby goat. Pass.
Boy.
A woman. Her name starts with M.
Marilyn Monroe.
No. German woman.
Matari.
Pass. Humphrey Bogart.
Casablanca.
A tree is made of what?
Wood.
First name. Pass. About a boxer, a movie with Robert De Niro.
Wood.
You were very close with the last one. It's Raging Bull that we were going for. And yes, you had part of the name right. You got Wood, but we're looking for Johnny Depp's movie, Ed Wood, about the director and the baby goat, etc., etc. The kid, Charlie Chaplin's movie was what we were looking for. You end the section with 110 points. Pay rent, you're still in the lead with 160 points. Now this is a section that will tell us who gets to go to the final section. Let's welcome Mr. Kim Jun-sung. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I see that both of the teams have names that are somehow related to money. Sorry, the prize money. There's no prize money in this competition, but yeah, you can leave if you want right now. I'll take your spot. I've been very tempted to actually take the stand, but since as an MC, yeah, here, why don't you come up here? Anyways, let me just go ahead and explain the rules for this next round. This round is a round of 15 non-multiple choice questions. Each question is worth 30 points, so that's 450 points in total. The first team that buzzes in can answer, and if the team gets the answer wrong or cannot answer the question at all, then the question will go over to the other team. You have 5 seconds to answer, and when both teams are not able to answer the question, we will give you a spelling hint.
And that makes things very clear for all of you, right?
Yes.
Let's have question 1.
Okay, question number 1 is about entertainment. Recently, this person sued an amateur photographer for $10 million for allegedly invading her privacy and putting her at risk by posting pictures of her mansion on the internet. She, 61, is known for such films as the 1970s film The Way We Were.
Pay rent.
Elizabeth Taylor.
All in.
Barbara Streisand.
The Way We Were starred Streisand with Robert Redford. And all in, it's good to see you on the board with this section. You're on the way to catching up. You're 140 versus Pay Rent's lead of 160 points. Let's see what happens with question 2.
Okay, question number 2 is about economy. Rabobank, the Netherlands' biggest cooperative bank, has launched a savings account that pays interest in forms of this rather than cash. Generally, this is a beverage made by brewing certain roasted and ground beans.
All in.
Coffee.
The new accounts are designed to help develop cooperative projects in Africa, and the minimum investment is 950 euros or 1,115 US dollars, or 683 pounds equivalent, which would generate an annual return of 12 bags of coffee weighing 250 grams each.
Would you take that kind of interest?
No. Cash.
Cash, huh? Cash is king.
Here we go to question 3.
Okay, number 3 is about animal. The city of Tokyo in Japan succeeded for the first time in 17 years in decreasing the number of these birds which reproduce at a very fast speed. What is this large bird?
Pay rent.
Pigeon?
All in, it's your chance to answer. 5 seconds. All
Crow.
in. You didn't give the shiny black feathers and the raucous cry.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
You
he
want-
buzzed in, so so.
And you did a great job.
Yeah.
Correct answer. All in, you now have the lead 200 versus Pay Rent's 160. This is a very close, exciting game. Let's see what happens with question 4.
Okay, question number 4 is about city. The Bronze Horseman monument of Peter the Great on a rearing steed stars in one of Pushkin's most famous poems as a symbol of this city. On May 27th.
All in.
St. Petersburg.
And the imperial capital of Russia celebrated its 300th anniversary. And let's have the next question.
Okay, question number 5 is about a musician. Very recently, this musician, who organized the world's biggest rock concert in 1985 to help Africa's starving, visited Ethiopia to highlight a looming humanitarian crisis. He's a former lead singer of the rock band.
All in.
Bono.
Pay Rent, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Former lead singer of the rock band, the Boomtown Rats, who is this Irish musician.
Pay Rent, 5 seconds. Pay Rent.
I'm going to say Quincy Jones is Irish. I don't know.
What?
Why don't we take a look at the hint? All in.
Bob Wilder.
Pay Rent, 5 seconds. Pay Rent.
Bob Golden?
We're looking for Bob Geldof.
Oh yeah.
Wait. You guys. Okay, wait. Is it because you guys are too young?
No.
Or it's
this should be
because
my.
don't listen to English rock bands at all? Maybe?
I don't know.
You don't know
Not
English
too big
people?
into that,
yeah.
Okay, all right.
You like him a lot.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Bob Geldof, you know? The scruffy guy. All right,
Never.
forget it.
And we go to question 6.
Okay, number 6 is about issue. British composer Keith Burstein is writing a new piece of work what is set inside this terrorist group's suicide cell.
All in.
Al Qaeda.
And it's led by Bin Laden. And we go to question number 7.
Okay, number 7 is about internet. Microsoft will pay $750 million to AOL Time Warner. This one-time internet star and the most visible victim of Microsoft in the browser wars filed suit in January 2002, claiming its woes were the result of anti-competitive conduct. What is this, which is AOL's internet browser subsidiary?
Pay Rent.
Netscape?
And we go to question 8.
Okay, number 8 is about a job. In the art world, this job is the equivalent of a conductor in an orchestra. It is because this person enables art to be met with the audience through exhibition. It is the administrative head of a museum, a gallery.
Pay Rent.
Curator?
And it's a very close game still. All in, you're in the lead with 260 points. Pay Rent, 220. We'll go with question 9.
Okay, number 9 is about science. Recently, scientists are struggling to make this unit right again. The unit is defined by a platinum iridium cylinder cast in England in 1889. That was cast in England in 1889. It is the only one of the 7 base units of measurement that still retain its 19...
All in.
Meter.
Pay rent, it's your chance to answer and he'll finish the question.
That still retains its 19th century definition. What is this basic metric unit of mass?
Pay rent, 5 seconds. Pay rent.
Gram.
Why don't we take a look at the hint? Pay
Kilogram.
rent. Pay rent?
Kilogram?
I think you guys missed a crucial hint, which it might have just kind of passed by. Platinum iridium cylinder, which is actually very heavy. So that would be more than a gram,
Could be small.
possibly.
be
Yeah,
small.
could be small, very small, right?
Very, very small. However, with that question, pay rent, you're catching up. 250 versus all-ins, 260, just 10 points between you, and we go to question 10.
Okay, question number 10 is about health. This fruit is low in calories but is very nutritious and has an abundant amount of vitamin C. It has a furry brownish green skin.
Pay rent.
Kiwi.
The furry brownish skin gave it away, right?
Yeah.
And pay rent, you've taken the lead. 280 versus all-ins, 260. And let's go to question 11.
Okay, number 11 is about organization. Economic ministers from nations in this organization will meet in the northeastern Chinese port city of Dalian in July. It is an informal process of dialogue and cooperation bringing together the 15 EU member states with 10 Asian countries. What is this?
15 EU member states with 10 Asian countries. And why don't we take a look at the hint? All in.
ASEAN. ASEA.
Pay rent, 5 seconds.
ASEAN?
Pay rent?
ASEAN? ASEAN?
Yes. Asia, Europe meeting was what we were going for. And pay rent, I want to remind you only to share your answer with us after you've buzzed in. Yes.
And had you not gotten that answer right, we would have given you an additional hint of the nightclub located just around here. Sam, right?
I thought I saw you there last week.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
Just opened yourself up for that one.
But I've never been there, though.
And we go
She
to
doesn't
question,
believe me.
and we go to question 12.
Okay, number, let's see, 12 is about a title. I'm going to get you back to that. All right. American cartoonist Matt Groening was named Outstanding.
All in.
Simpsons.
Yep. And all in, you are 20 points behind pay rent's lead of 310. Let's go to question 13.
Okay, number 13 is about a person. This person and 19 members of her party were detained after supporters clashed with pro-government crowds on May 31st. Recently, Myanmar's...
All in.
Suki.
Yes. Aung San Suu Kyi was the person we were going for, and she is the winner of the 1991 Nobel Peace Prize. And all in, you've taken the lead, 320 versus pay rent's 310. Let's go with question 14 now.
Okay, number 14 is about a country. In May, the UN Security Council unanimously authorized the deployment of French-led international force in the northeastern part.
Pay rent. Yes, pay rent, you have taken the lead, 340 points versus all ins, 320. And so everything hangs on this last question, all in. If you get the question right, you get to go on to the finals. Pay rent, you keep your lead if you get this right. And let's go with the last question, 15.
Okay, number 15 is about sport. In a bittersweet match, this player walked off the courts of Paris for the last time.
All in.
Michael.
Pay rent.
Michael Chang.
It was pretty tough, very close all the way, but pay rent, you get to go to the finals. Congratulations. all in. It was a very close game, and you almost had it. You had his first name. I know you had the
Yeah,
last
just
name
one
kind of,
click.
working through your head. I know you have supporters behind you who came to cheer you on.
Yeah, I wanted to thank them from Hyundai. Yeah.
And what do you have to say to the supporters back home?
It's a good experience to me, and I thank all of us. Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And now pay rent. Well, we'll return with you right after this. Welcome to our final round, pay rent team. Now let us welcome back the R&B team. Reese, Rajoki, and Shin Young-bo, it's good to have you guys back. This is your attempt at win number 3 in a row. So how do you feel?
We're just gonna try our best, but we're really enjoying coming up to Seoul because we're country boys. So we really enjoy coming and being part of Contenders.
Well, thank you for joining us again. Good luck to all of you. Now let us begin the final section. Now, in our final round, we'll be giving you 5 categories of questions, 5 questions each, 10 to 50 points each. And if you get a question correct, you get to choose the next question. If you answer incorrectly, then the chance to answer will go over to the other team. What are today's categories?
Okay, today's categories are ultimate nature, no longer kingdoms, biological terms, from books to movies, alcoholic drinks.
And I get to choose, and I will go with ultimate nature for 10 points. The first Europeans to see the region were members of a group headed by Spanish explorer Francisco Vázquez de Coronado. The sighting of this was made later that year. Because of the inaccessibility of the region, it was not until more than 3 centuries later that it was fully explored. It is an immense valley cut by the Colorado River into the high plateau region of northwestern Arizona, U.S. What is this region, R&B?
Grand Canyon?
Yes. And it is noted for fantastic shapes and coloration. It's good to see you on the board, R&B, and you get to choose.
Ultimate nature for 20 points, please.
Ultimate nature for 20 points. In April, part of the lava from the Kilauea volcano flooded into the roads, and tourists were able to witness actual lava. Active for the past 19 years, Kilauea is the world's largest active volcanic mass, located on this island. Pay rent.
Hawaii?
And it is the central feature of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. In Hawaii, Kilauea means much spreading. And pay rent, you're in the lead and you get to choose.
Alcoholic drinks for 10?
Alcoholic drinks for 10 points.
Hello, my name is Oh Soo-yeol of Oriental Brewery Company. The French poet Baudelaire once said that worries make your days richer and liquor makes your Sundays happier. Drinking can sometimes act as a catalyst for a happy life and sometimes offer comfort and double your joy. Well, let's check out how much you know about alcoholic drinks. The strength of an alcoholic drink is often measured by the rate.
Pay rent.
Proof?
R&B, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Alcohol content in a certain amount of water. Of the following, which has the highest alcoholic content? 1 beer, 2 wine, 3 whiskey, 4 soju.
R&B, 5 seconds. R&B.
Number 3, whiskey.
Yes, it has usually from 40 to 50%, and soju, the next strongest, 22 to 25. And R&B, you are tied with Pay Rent and you get to choose.
Ultimate Nature for 30 points, please.
Ultimate Nature for 30 points. The waters of this waterfall do not drop into an open basin, but rather into a chasm that varies in width from 80 to 240 feet. British explorer David Livingstone was the first European to see the falls. R&B?
Victoria Falls?
Yes. He first saw it in 1855, and he named them for Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. And it is nearly twice as wide and twice as deep as the Niagara Falls. And R&B, you get to choose.
Let us continue to Ultimate Nature for 40 points, please.
Ultimate Nature for 40 points. European explorations of this began in 1770 when British explorer Captain James Cook ran his ship aground on it. Many are dry or barely awash at low tide. Some have islands of coral sand or cays. It has been characterized somewhat inaccurately as the largest structure ever built by living creatures, R&B.
Great Barrier Reef?
This is the complex of coral rocks, shoals, and islets in the Pacific Ocean off the northeastern coast of Australia. Have you been there?
No, not yet.
Hope to be, right?
Yes.
And R&B, you are increasing your lead and you get to choose.
Let's close the category Ultimate Nature for 50 points.
Ultimate Nature for 50 points. The mechanisms that produce this phenomenon are not completely understood. It is known, however, that charged particles arriving in the vicinity of Earth as part of the solar wind are captured by the Earth's magnetic field. Pay rent.
Aurora Borealis?
Yes. And it takes many forms, including luminous curtains, arcs, bands, and patches. Very beautiful. And you are catching up. Pay rent, 70 versus R&B's lead of 90 points, and you get to choose.
Biological terms for 10?
Biological terms for 10 points. These are very common constituents of geologic sediments, both recent and ancient. It is a powdery substance produced by flowering plants that contain male reproductive cells. R&B.
Pollen?
Yes. And the word comes from mid-18th century Latin, and it means fine flour or dust. And R&B, you're increasing your lead, 100 versus Pay Rent 70. However, this is a very close game, and you get to choose.
Biological terms for 20 points, please.
Biological terms for 20 points. This is multiple choice. Each team gets only one chance to answer, so be careful. Of the following, what are vessels that carry blood toward the heart called? 1, arteries, 2, neural tube, 3, capillaries. R&B.
Arteries?
And the chance to answer goes over to Pay Rent. 3, capillaries, 4, veins, and Pay Rent, you get to choose. Pay Rent.
Veins.
Yes. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. The veins carry blood towards the heart. And Pay Rent, you are just 10 points behind R&B's lead. You get to choose.
Let's try alcoholic drinks again for 20.
Alcoholic drinks for 20 points.
This liquor is clear in color and without definite aroma or taste. The alcoholic content ranges from about 40 to 55.
R&B.
Vodka?
Yes. And it originated in Russia during the 14th century. And the name is a diminutive of the Russian voda, or water. So vodka. And apparently potatoes were originally used to make this drink. And R&B, you are increasing your lead yet again, and you get to choose.
Alcoholic drinks for 30 points, please.
Alcoholic drinks for 30 points.
The following is the recipe for this alcoholic drink. Upon maturity, the pineapple-like base of the agave plant filled with sweet sap or high water. The bases are steamed to aid in extracting the sap. This juice is fermented and then distilled twice.
Pay rent.
Tequila.
Yep. And it is usually served with a glass rimmed with salt. Very good. Pay rent. With that, you have caught up. You're both even at 120 points. Pay rent, you get to choose.
Let's try alcoholic drinks for 40.
Alcoholic drinks for 40 points.
This liquor originated in the West Indies and are first mentioned in
R&B.
Rum.
And the distilled liquor is made from sugarcane products, and it's typified by those of Cuba and Puerto Rico, and the heavier and fuller flavored products of Jamaica. And they were called Kill Devil or rum bullion. And by 1667, were simply called rum. And R&B, you are once again in the lead, and you get to choose.
Alcoholic drinks for 50 points.
Closing category, alcoholic drinks, 50 points.
This alcoholic beverage is often mistakenly called wine because of its appearance and alcoholic content. It is made in a two-step process similar to that for brewing beer. The manufacture of it began sometime after the introduction of wet rice cultivation in Japan in the 3rd century BC.
R&B.
Sake.
And that is the Japanese alcoholic beverage made from fermented rice, and it's light in color, non-carbonated, with a sweet flavor, having up to 18% alcoholic content. And R&B, you get to choose.
No Longer Kingdoms for 10 points, please.
No Longer Kingdoms for 10 points.
Nicholas II, full name Nikolai Alexandrovich, was the last royal person to rule this country.
Pay rent.
Russia.
He was overthrown and murdered in 1918. And of course, people talk about the supposed survival of his daughter. Yes, it's interesting. Pay rent. You get to choose.
Biological terms for 30.
Biological terms for 30 points. This alteration takes place in the genes, which are found in the long chain-like molecules of deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. It is a random change in a gene. Pay rent.
Mutation.
And it is transmitted to its offspring. And pay rent, you are once again catching up, and you get to choose.
Same category, 40.
Okay, biological terms, 40 points. This is a striking change of form or structure in an individual after hatching or birth. Hormones called molting and juvenile hormones, which are not species specific, apparently regulate the changes. In zoology, this term applies to marked changes in form during the life history of an animal. Animals that grow in this way include many fish, mollusks, and insects. What is this term? R&B.
Metamorphosis.
Kafka's novel is famous, Metamorphosis, and R&B, you get to choose.
Yeah, biological terms for 50 points.
Biological terms for 50 points. In this process, those variations in the genotype that increase an organism's chances of survival and procreation are preserved and multiplied from generation. R&B.
Evolution.
Pay rent, it's your chance to answer, and I'll finish the question. Are preserved and multiplied from generation to generation at the expense of less advantageous ones. It may arise from differences in survival, in fertility, in rate of development, in mating success, or in any other aspect of the life cycle. What is the survival of the organisms that are best suited to the habitat in which they live? Pay rent, 5 seconds. Pay rent.
Natural selection.
And pay rent, you are catching up, 40 points behind the lead of R&B, and you get to choose.
From books to movies for 10.
From books to movies for 10 points.
Okay, for 10 points. The following are all movies based on the writings of this person. Who is this author? Dreamcatcher, The Green Mile.
Pay rent.
Stephen King.
And pay rent, you're just 30 points behind now, you get to choose.
From books to movies for 20 points.
From books to movies, 20 points.
Okay, for 20 points. This is a story of the love of a man for an unreachable woman. Updated to a modern-day New York City, the story concerns a man of modest background who falls in love.
Pay rent.
The Great Gatsby.
R&B, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Who falls in love with a rich girl. It is an American update of the Charles Dickens classic set on Florida's Gulf Coast and in Soho art world. The character's name, Finn, have been changed from the source novel. What is the title of this movie starring Ethan Hawke and Gwyneth Paltrow?
R&B, 5 seconds. R&B.
Oliver?
And Pay rent.
Great Expectations.
You know what? I never saw the similarity between the two novels, but it is actually very similar.
That's
isn't
true. That's why.
Yeah.
I got it wrong.
Maybe Fitzgerald
That's close.
was named it that way in tribute to maybe Dickens, since he wrote it afterwards, I think. After
Possibly.
Interesting theory.
that. Yeah.
And Pay rent, you're just 10 points behind, and you get to choose.
Same category, 30.
Same category, from books to movies, 30 points.
Okay, this person studied at the Harvard Medical School to train as a doctor, but he...
Pay rent.
Michael Crichton.
And yes, he co-wrote the screenplays for the controversial Rising Sun in '93 and Jurassic Park. And of course, it became a popular movie. And of course, Pay rent. With that, you have the lead, 270 versus R&B's 250. This is a close game, so you get to choose.
From books to movies for 40.
From books to movies for 40 points.
This novel made English novelist Anthony Burgess's reputation as a novelist of comic and modern power. The novel is written in a teenage argot of Burgess' invention, combining elements from British and American slang, Russian, and other sources. He coined the term ultra-violence. The term now appears in some dictionaries. It was filmed in 1971 by Stanley Kubrick. What is it?
Pay rent.
Clockwork Orange.
And the film starred Malcolm McDowell. Very interesting book and movie. And Pay rent, you get to choose.
Let's finish out the category from books to movies for 50.
From books to movies, 50 points.
For 50 points. Ken Kesey is one of the pivotal figures of the 60s, a promoter.
Pay rent.
I think I did it too soon, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Did a great job. And that film received 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, 2 top acting awards, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. Very good film. And Pay rent, you are increasing your lead. However, R&B, you can catch up. Let's see what happens. Pay rent, you get to choose.
No Longer Kingdoms for 20.
Okay? No Longer Kingdoms for 20 points.
Let's see if you have as much luck as in the previous section. From 1919 to 1922, the country was torn by social and political strife, inflation, and economic problems aggravated by the belief that it had won the war but lost peace. The fascists are armed bands with a strong nationalist bias.
Pay rent.
Spain.
R&B, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
In 1924, Victor Emmanuel called on the fascist leader to form a new government. A national referendum brought the end of monarchy in June 1946, and a republic was proclaimed. What is this country?
R&B, 5 seconds. R&B.
Italy?
And the fascist prime minister in 1922 is Benito Mussolini. And R&B, you are catching up. You get to choose.
No Longer Kingdoms for 30 points, please.
No Longer Kingdoms, 30 points.
Okay, for 30 points. In this country, monarchy was abolished in 1910. Its last king was Manuel II. The republic also had a stormy existence and was replaced by a military coup in 1926. The government ultimately fell into the hands of Antonio de Oliveira Salazar, who, as a minister of finance and premier, ruled the country as a virtual dictator. This country's current president is Jorge Sampaio. What is this country bordered by Spain and the Atlantic Ocean?
R&B.
Portugal?
And of course the game is still very close.
Yep.
360 versus R&B's 300, and R&B, you get to choose.
Yeah, 40 points, please.
no longer kingdoms, 40 points.
This country had severe losses during World War I, in which they were allied with losers Austria and Germany. Because of this, Ferdinand I abdicated in favor of his son Boris III. In World War II, it joined the Axis powers and hence lost both world wars. Boris III was Tsar of this country during 1918 to 1943. Monarchy was abolished by a popular vote in 1946. What is the country lying along the Black Sea and South?
Pay rent.
Bavaria?
R&B, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
What is the country lying along the Black Sea in southeastern Europe?
R&B, 5 seconds. R&B.
Bulgaria?
Yeah. And it is separated from Romania by the Danube River. Capital city is Sofia of Bulgaria, and so.
That was a deafening silence there.
Yes, that was a deafening
those last
silence.
5 seconds.
And so, Pay Rent, you stand at 360 in the lead. R&B, you are behind 20 points with 340 points. That means everything hangs on this last question, which is worth 50 points in the category No Longer Kingdoms. Let's go.
First of all, I want to introduce several quotes that may be suitable for this situation, like make it or break it, no pain, no gain, all in. You know, there are a couple situations like that. All right, so I'll end this nervousness by reading the question. I'm sorry about that.
For 50 points, please.
Okay, 50 points. King Zog I was made king of this country in 1928. Zog was premier between 1922 and 1924, and when the country was proclaimed a republic in 1925, he was elected president. After that, he proclaimed himself king in 1928. It became financially dependent on Italy and was finally occupied by Mussolini in 1939. The country is the smallest in the Balkan Peninsula. It is bordered by Yugoslavia, Macedonia, and Greece. What is this country?
R&B.
Albania?
Wow! Yes, the capital is Tirana, and in 97 there was a civil war. And to date, that was the most
Dramatic comeback?
dramatic win. Yes.
Win.
And R&B, congratulations, you win 3 in a row. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Pay Rent, you had a very, very close match all throughout the game. You did a great job for coming on the first time on. And, well, what do you want to say to the supporters back home?
Thanks.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for joining us. R&B, it was a very tough game for you guys. You had to come back a couple times, actually. But you won 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
We're pretty relieved, and Pay the Rent, they're a very good team. So we're just relieved to come back next week.
They're relieved and they're angry. They said, because when they said it was fun, it was like, it was fun. But I mean, thanks to both competitors to make this a very entertaining round indeed.
Mm-hmm. You guys did a great job. Congratulations again, R&B team. As Team R&B said, they're glad to be back next week. I hope that you will join us again next week, same time. Thank you very much, and see you again. Bye-bye.